Florida cops have a new reason to pull drivers over. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. This is Attorney Andre McKinney-Dorval, licensed immigration attorney. I am located in the state of Florida. Guys, in this video, we are discussing Florida's new license plate frame ban, which is now illegal effective October 1st, 2025. Now, in these Sunshine State reports or videos, I will be discussing with you Florida law or proposed law and how it impacts immigration and or immigration enforcement. So let's dive into what exactly does this new law in Florida, how does it potentially lead to immigration detention and therefore risk of deportation? Well, under Florida's new law, the license plate frame has changed from a simple non-criminal traffic violation into a second-degree misdemeanor. This means the police can now legally turn a minor traffic violation into a criminal arrest. And with an arrest, this becomes the first step towards immigration detention. Now, what are the key provisions of this new Florida law? Well, under this new law, it is unlawful to have any substance, coating, covering, or other material which includes a license plate frame. And guys, the license plate frame is the actual frame that someone places around the license plate. Now, under Florida's new law, if the license plate frame interferes with legibility, detectability of any feature or detail on the license plate, it is unlawful. This includes if the license plate frame covers or obscures any part of the numbers, the letters, the registration decal sticker, the word Florida, or the plate border or design itself. So in essence, if a license plate frame even covers a small portion or tidbit of the license plate design, border, or text, it is likely illegal. Now, the penalties for this violation, it is now a second-degree misdemeanor, which means that it can subject someone up to 60 days in jail and up to a fine of $500. And again, as I've stated, this was previously a non-criminal traffic infraction where an officer would either issue a citation or a warning. But now the penalty has significantly increased to a criminal offense. And so under this new law, which makes it illegal to have a license plate frame, this now significantly increases the risk for non-citizens, which will include undocumented individuals, green card holders, and non-immigrant visa holders. Why? Because it creates a direct and immediate path from something that used to be a minor traffic stop into an arrest that can lead to an ICE detainer hold and or ICE detention. And so just to be clear, the risk is not in the plate frame itself, but the risk is in the escalation of the penalty and the mechanism of arrest. So here's a breakdown of how this new law places non-citizens at greater risk. Well, it allows for pre-textual stops and criminal charge. So going from a non-criminal traffic infraction now to an arrest, this misdemeanor criminal offense, it now gives the police the authority to arrest the driver right on the spot, rather than just issue a citation or warning. Now, we know when there's a criminal traffic stop, that is also an opportunity for the officer to ask for license and registration. Now, we know Real ID went into effect earlier in the year, back in May. And with Real ID, the license, depending on the designation in the right-hand corner, it provides plenty of information to law enforcement to determine one's status. And so we know in Florida, we've been talking about this, that many law enforcement agencies are participating in 287G, working with the immigration ICE officers to enforce the immigration laws. And let me just say this. If someone does not have a valid driver's license, you should not be driving. That is a violation of Florida law. And so, again, this new law, which used to be just a non-criminal traffic infraction, now is a second-degree misdemeanor that allows an officer to arrest. Now, the pretextual portion of how this law could play out is that the license plate, if a license plate frame covers even a small part of the border of the actual license plate, that is now a legal criminal justification or reason for the law enforcement officer to initiate a traffic stop. And so that's the pretextual. Why? Because the actual goal of the officer may be to actually investigate the driver or the vehicle even further. And so another thing you should be aware of, even if the driver did not install the license plate frame around the license plate, they can still be charged because they knowingly drove a vehicle with a license plate that had a frame obstructing the plate itself. Now, this is certainly difficult to fight at a roadside traffic stop. This is a fight that if someone is arrested under this law, is one that will be fought in a criminal court setting. And so what are some takeaways from this new law? As I've stated in the video, if you do not have a valid driver's license, you should not be driving. And also, if you do have a valid driver's license and you're driving a vehicle, whether it's your vehicle, a rental vehicle, or a vehicle of a friend or family member, you definitely want to ensure that there are no violations as to the license plate or having a license plate frame as a result of the passage of this new law. Guys, this was a quick video to discuss Florida's new ban and to discuss with you how non-citizens could become at greater risk of arrest that could lead to ICE detention and or an ICE detainer hold being placed on a non-citizen. Thank you so much for watching.